Hello folks, we're back in Starbound for the top 10 weapon mods that you can install from the Steam Workshop today. And this is a mixture of single weapons, full weapon and armour packs, useful crafting stations and miscellaneous tweaks, all tested on Starbound version 1.1. And I'm your host, Jamie from randomizeuser.com. Right, now go for your guns, you scum-sucking mollusks! Number 10. Tactical weapons. If you're the sort of player that likes to murder in a more indirect manner, the Tactical Weapons mod by Think Invisible gives you a lot of options. The Bear Trap, and let's throw a couple down here, adds a basic kind of mine that offers little damage, but holds enemies in place for a while, so you can finish them off. There we go. And I can just keep on tonking him until he dies. Most useful. The Satchel Charge and Detonator offer a bit more remote control. Notice how these explosions do little damage to the environment itself, but trust me, it hurts baddies. Or why not bring the fight to your enemies with the Roller Mine, which rolls along the landscape hunting for foes? It's just not that powerful, admittedly. This mod also allows you to find randomly generated mine launchers, a brand new one-handed weapon class that has 3 possible projectile styles, 8 possible elemental types, and the mines will last up to 10 minutes before exploding. Okay, I'm just laying some mines in preparation for the hunt. So let's lure this guy in. Let's open the door. Look at the sky ones homing in. Very slowly. Yes! Gotcha! Okay, so there is more in this mod, such as trap disarming, but let's move on before I get overstimulated. Number 9. Weapon Reinforcer. This mod, by Hugo Roxas, takes any existing weapon and beefs it up as many times as you want, but at a cost. Add a weapon to the slots, and it will tell you the price of upgrading, along with a chance of success. The more you beef up the weapon, the lower the chance gets. So at the moment it requires 5 iron bars, but if I keep on upgrading it, eventually it'll change to tungsten. But now I'm on a reinforcement level of 2, so hover over the weapon, and the damage per shot has increased. The reinforcement level is 2. Let's reinforce it again. That's a little bit more. The damage per shot is now 26, and the reinforcement level is 3. And so on. So the weapon reinforcer is a clever idea, which means that really cool sword you found early on doesn't get out of date so quickly. It also manages to avoid being overpowered, offering those diminishing returns if you keep on upgrading the same weapon. Number 8. Splatoon Weapons. So, you fancy transplanting the inky weapons from Splatoon into Starbound for some reason? This mod, by 2H88899, does exactly that. Better pronounce that wrong. So there's loads of weapons to play with here. Sloshers, rushers, chargers, rollers, all sorts of things. The crafting requirements are a bit silly though. The main crafting station needs a green neon pod sign from a Hylotl underwater city, and the weapons are made from drops from endgame monsters. So this one might actually be one to try out in the cheaty admin mode. And then maybe some PvP as well. Number 7. The Solarium Cannon. The Solarium Cannon, by Dr. Prof Science, is a powerful plasma beam weapon that cuts through most enemies quite easily, whilst using a moderate amount of energy. There we go. Quite straightforward to kill just one monster, but it does have an additional trick. When you hit an enemy, the electrical damage will arc to nearby enemies, making this weapon very effective against multiple foes. Ah! Die! Wait for the energy to come back. It was a little tricky to see, but trust me, it's actually happening. Look, electrical damage. Dr. Prof Science has created quite a few mod weapons, by the way, including combat knives, a Pathfinder rifle, and a Dark Riot shield. All very cool. Number 6. Halo Weapons and Armour. This mod is by Mr. Jimmy and based on a mod by Pantherine. It does exactly what you'd expect and a lot more, giving you a huge number of Halo-style armour sets, loads of weapons, and the ability to customise the armour colours. And it does this without any fancy crafting material requirements, just cold hard pixels. To get up and running, you craft Cortana from your basic crafting menu, and then place it on the ground. Like so. From there, feel free to craft any number of cool armour sets and weapons. There we go, plenty of them. So let's actually let's try a needler. There we go. Hey, that's more like it. Right, here we go. I am fully kitted out, and the game is now indistinguishable from an FPS. So let's actually change some armour colour. So what you need to do is craft the customization machine from Cortana, and you'll also need to buy some spray. So let's get some orange. There we go. Now you go to the machine, you place the spray in the bottom, and your armour in the top, and you press customise. And there we go, some hideous orange helmetage. I don't think this customizing thing works with every single helmet, so you will have to investigate yourself. And if that's not enough, the mod also adds custom races to the game, which seems to require a bit of fiddling to get going. So it's there if you want it. But for now, I think I'll just run around blasting things. Yes! Number 5. Weapon Fusion Station. The Weapon Fusion Station mod gives you another handy crafting station that adds more control of your existing weapons, and this one's by Dark Neku. And this one merges 2 weapons, allowing you to choose the best bits of both. So once up and running, you simply place 2 weapons of the same type in the slots. There we go. And then you can choose the best attributes from each. Choose a name for the final weapon, and voila. So let's choose the visuals of that one. Let's give it the poison from that one. And what are the special attacks? Blink Explosion or Blink Slash. Let's go for the Blink Explosion. Then you can give it a name. A Piss Sword. Infuse. And there we have it. Tong. Oh, sorry, my hotbar. Right, so there we go. It's the Piss Sword. Yes. Do bear in mind, though, that this does destroy both of the original weapons. Number 4. Dark Souls Armour and Weapons. Well, bloody hell, where to begin with this one? This could be a video in itself, so if you're a fan of mildly difficult games, you should definitely try this one out for yourself. It offers loads of armour sets. Loads of weapons, including the Moonlight Greatsword and Black Knight Great Axe, and plus carvings, as well as Estus flasks, bonfires, warp bonfires, musical paintings, anvils of Artorias. Oh my. So I've got myself a Moonlight Sword. Oh, this mod also gives you the option of crafting all the armour at the spinning wheel as vanity items, so you can get the look without changing any vanilla gameplay, which is nice. Just open the door, and tonk! Well, yeah, whatever. So you can craft the healing Estus flasks at the bonfires. Like this. Delicious Estus. With sound effects too. And the warp bonfires, tonk, they act the same as Starbound flags. The Dark Souls mod is by Magnesito and based on an original outdated mod by T. Shinzon. Number 3. Grappling Whips. I include the Grappling Whips mod mainly because it's the only one I found I went, oh cool, I have to install this right now. Hup! No. Right, so this mod by Lowfat Cow and Metadet isn't a new weapon in itself, but it modifies the existing behaviour of all existing whips, so that you can whip light sources, there we go, such as torches, to swing off them like the famous dog Indiana Jones. Just aim as you jump, hold down mouse, and then release to drop. It's incredibly fiddly, but it is very cool, so encourages experimentation. And for more whips, check out the Whipcraft mod, which adds loads of craftable whips and flails. And also the weighted grappling hook, which combines the original grappling hook in Starbound with the climbing rope. Number 2. Terraria weapons. Do you miss the more fantastically themed weapons of Terraria? Well, now you too can wield your trusty blade of grass in the sci-fi world of Starbound. Or your katana. Fiery Greatsword. Knight's Edge. Bone Sword. And so many more. Just die, you prick. It even includes the Mini Shark, and which you have to buy from the dodgy Penguin Bay merchant in a clever nod to the original game. There we go. Hooray! So most of the other weapons are crafted at the basic anvil or above, with crafting requirements that intelligently integrate with existing Starbound content. The Blade of Grass, for instance, requires poison, grass seeds, and an iron broadsword. So let's just go to the Knight's Edge, and look, the Knight's Edge correctly requires 4 other Terraria swords. These weapons are fairly standard Starbound fare under the skin, but their damage has been calibrated so that if it's late game in Terraria, it's late game here as well. And number 1, the Michael Bay mod. Please back up your files before installing this mod by certain thing, because, well, everything goes off like a grenade when you hit it, and closely packed objects do even more damage in a chain reaction. Also mate, piss off. We're trying to finish a video here. Right, that's it. Check out the description for links to the mods. With the usual reminder, you install these at your own risk, especially the Michael Bay one. Also, check out my top 5 Starbound vehicle mods, including some very cool shuttlecrafts and submarines. And do subscribe to Randomise User to find out about more upcoming Starbound stuff, and a lot more besides. And see you next time. Bye bye.